Hi, Kirk.
Hi, Scott. How are you, buddy?
Doing well. What's this? This is our third episode, Kirky.
Yeah, fourth, third, right? We had about 1A
One
and
A. Yeah,
one.
yeah. Well, I didn't put that one number one up. Did I make
Okay,
that up?
third.
No. But I still call it one A in case we want to put it up somewhere down the road. But I'm just downloading episode two or uploading episode two right now, and
Nice.
I'll send you that link when we're done. So what's our theme today?
Um, I don't know. NFL, new league year starts today. Started at 4. So that's exciting for me.
Okay, I'll bite. Uh, it starts at 4 o'clock your time.
Yours. So
So
it
what
just
is it?
started. The new league year. So now free agents, your own and other teams' free agents that you've made deals with on Monday and Tuesday can sign now. The Raiders, the Ravens gave up 2 first round picks for Max Crosby from the Raiders, and then backed out of it because you can back out until 4 o'clock today, but people don't ever do because it's a trust thing. They backed out. And the Raiders signed so many guys. They're going to be all right because they have lots of money, but freaking they signed a lot of guys, and other teams signed guys too because they that were in on Crosby, like Dallas was big on Crosby. So it just the
Is
whole
that
ring
Sidney
world.
Crosby?
Yes.
He's jumped
No,
into
his
sports?
brother. It's his brother Max.
Max Crosby. Is that his name?
Yeah, he's
Max Crosby?
one of the best in the league. Yeah, he's really
What is
good.
he? What position?
Defensive end, edge, red hair. Really good tackler too, which is nice for an
Did you say
edge.
defensive end right hander?
No, just defensive end, edge rusher.
And you said something after you said defensive end. I thought you said right
He was
hander.
really good at. He's really good at stopping the run.
Is that what you said? I don't think that was it, but nonetheless, that's okay. I just wanted to make sure
Uh,
I didn't you didn't identify a defensive end as a right hander. I'm just learning, buddy. I'm learning.
usually your best edge rusher, if you're playing a 4-3, would play on the left side. So left side means the way the quarterback's looking. So he'd play on the left because the left
He's
tackle's
protecting the
the
blind
better
side of the quarterback.
player. Yes, usually, unless you're left-handed. Now Atlanta has 2 left-handed quarterbacks.
Gotcha. And is your
They
team
have.
still Cleveland?
Yes. Well, you can't change, can you? When are you allowed to change fandom?
I'm sorry. I don't know. It's what I'm asking.
Are you
Uh,
allowed to? Are you allowed to ever change fandom unless?
yeah, man. Jeez, there's all kinds of circumstances in one's life that can cause you to change who you're a fan of.
Really?
Absolutely.
Who?
Now,
I
I
would
will
like an
say,
example.
well, okay, I grew up liking Detroit because I grew up close to
Troy who?
Detroit Red Wings. Sorry.
Okay.
And when I moved to Toronto. Then it took me a number of years. For a while, I continued to like Detroit because people like it was expected of me to like Toronto. But then I it's being in a city. There's something to be said. Like imagine if you lived in Cleveland. Um, so I started liking the Toronto Maple Leafs. Um, Other examples, my son moved to Buffalo, and I started liking the Buffalo Bills this year. Um,
Who'd you like?
I've never no what's that?
You never really had a football
No, no,
team.
exactly. So, and I've never really been a big fan. Like working in the NHL, we never could be a fan, and so that dulled my fan senses there. But this is a good topic, Kirk, because I do you're a diehard Cleveland
Yes.
fan. Um, we were talking. Some buddies and I were talking about something similar to this. Like I have a buddy who is a diehard Sabres fan, and then probably in a small group there's 3 or 4 guys that would be fans of the Toronto Maple Leafs, but they're not the same level of fan as our diehard Buffalo Sabre.
Correct.
He, being here, like he grew up in Dundas, so close to Buffalo. His dad was a Sabre fan, and now he's a Sabre fan. And then like he's
Yeah.
got like I don't know, he's got some season tickets, not the whole shot. He's kind of gotten that as he's and it's cool to see. His 2 boys are Sabres fan. His wife's a Sabres fan, and he lives
Yeah.
and dies by them. And he has watched the Sabres, like you know,
Nice.
they've not been great over the last number of years, but he's still a fan.
And he's from Toronto.
No, well, he's from Dundas originally. He lives in Burlington now.
Oh, okay.
But I love that, and I've never been that, and I can't now. But being a diehard all time, you can. So I get what you're saying, but
That was one example I was going to bring up is, are you allowed to change if you move to the city of that team that you've changed to? Which you
that's what I
don't.
mean.
Which I think that's kind of fair. I think that's
Yeah.
kind of fair. It's good to support your city and stuff. I don't think you have to, but I think if you do, it's kind of fair. You know what I
But
mean?
then there's other like so another and a small group of friends that I have. My other so there's
You have
me.
lots of friends, Scott.
I'm just talking about one that I see more often. Um, but me, I like the Leafs. I'm a Leaf fan. I have become a Leaf fan. But I will say that not being a lifelong Leaf fan. It's they're a difficult team to root for. You know, because I go back to when they missed the playoffs 9 years in a row, right? And then
Yeah.
all of a sudden they start having some changes, and then they're the Leafs in the city that they are and the money that they generate, they should be like at least a close contender every year. But they went nine
Perennial
years.
playoff for sure.
Right. But they went 9 years where they made the playoffs. But they how many of those years did they get beat out in the first round?
A lot of them.
Yeah, and it's tough to watch because it's
You don't
so
have to tell me
exciting
about
when they do well. Well, and are you a Jays fan?
franchise. Huh?
Are you a
Pardon?
Jays fan?
Am I a Jays? I'm not much of a baseball fan. Like I grew up being a Tigers fan because Dad would take me to games and stuff, and I watched them. And in '84, when they won the World Series, I was delivering parts, and the van only had AM radio, so I got to see on TV or listen on the radio to when all 40 of those games that the Tigers went 35-5. Like I heard one or saw it live, like on TV, for those first 40 games. But then, kind of when they won, then I kind of shied away from them, sort of. But now I would probably say, I don't know, I might be a Jays fan now, just
Well, see,
because it was so
84
cool
last
when we
time.
were at the bar here watching them, and everybody was rooting for the Jays. That was really cool.
Well, and
So,
that's a whole other
but I
thing
don't
because
really watch baseball.
it
You know what I mean?
would, yes, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah,
But last time the Tigers won the World Series was '84,
I think so.
and I would have been, we would have been watching that at that time.
Yes.
Um, and I would have I would watch that because I'm kind of a fair weather fan for a lot of things.
Yeah.
Now this year in football, for the first time, I got in a pool,
Nice.
and that changed. Now I watched more. I certainly watched regular season games. I always watch the Super Bowl, but the being in a pool, and I ended up doing all right in it. But my son is very instrumental in that. He's into that stuff big, like every sport. So he helped me, let's say,
You
a
know,
lot.
I might need a fantasy football manager for my league. Wonder if he'd want to do that.
And what does that entail?
Fantasy football, it's where
No,
you pick players.
yeah, you pick players, but what does a manager do?
Well, it's his team. I'd be asking him to join the league.
Oh, so he just goes, he
He'd
joins
have
your
to,
league.
yeah, he'd have to. It's a keeper league, so he'd have to take the team that's gone. He'd have to take those players because the guys kind of disappeared on me. So I might need a new player.
And so
I
what you're
don't.
saying, he gets the leftovers?
No. He just gets this guy's team, and then he keeps whatever 5 players he wants out of that team, and then we have a draft. I give him all the rules. That'd
Yeah,
be
let
something.
me know if you want me to ask him. He's in a bunch.
Okay, I'll let you know because you
But
wouldn't want to. I don't think.
no, I'm not to that stage. I can pick I pick. He does a lot of the picks, and
It
then I follow.
makes a lot of games more exciting, right? Because you got a player that you want to score, or you have a player you don't want to score.
Right. And yeah, I would say, not even knowing about it, but you just explained it, and I certainly other people have explained it. I would say that I would guess that fantasy is you're in more depth in fantasy than just picking teams.
Yeah,
But for me, picking the teams was enough, and winning
that's
some
cool.
cash uh,
Yeah,
was enough
good.
this year, which was just a nice taste of it. And so now, like, heck, I'm in a golf pool for this weekend, which I'm not I'm not a gambler. I like not a different type of gambling, but I've never been a pool guy.
Right.
But of course, my buddies that saw me win a chunk in the pool said, you better be getting this pool that we're in now. So the players tournament. So I'm in that. But
Um,
yeah,
go ahead.
no, I just gonna say that like fandom and being a fan, like, and there's so many. Here's another cool story. So the Jays, when the Jays won in '91 and '92, I mean, I was in downtown Toronto. Um, Pretty hard not to get caught up in that.
Absolutely. Well, we were always in an argument with the Liddies because they moved to Toronto. Like they lived in Burlington long before Jays were ever there or anything. So they were always Tigers fans because they grew up in Chatham. The dad, not necessarily the son. I don't know what fan he would have been. Then, of course, when the Jays, but really not until they started doing did they become Jays fans. But they all became Jays fans. But
Sure,
they waited
and
till they
that
were good.
because even this year, I don't think I watched one regular season baseball game, let alone a Jays game, and heck, I don't think I watched anything until the finals, and I watched every game of the finals.
Yeah,
Um,
I didn't watch every one. A couple, like I said, Julie and I went to the bar. It was awesome. Well, it was sucked they lost, but it was awesome atmosphere.
yeah.
People be
Um,
singing, chanting.
I, another, I love it when people become fans of things, and particularly when they were not before. I have a friend, colleague first, and has become a friend over the years. Um, she's like, and where I work, it's culture, right? Like most people are not involved in any sports or anything like that, and
Right.
and I kind of like that being 15 years there, and I was always coaching and doing that in sports, and so we'd have banter back and forth about. I remember my one colleague she'd always say, "What, do you have to go to rehearsal now?" I'm like, "It's called a practice," things like that. But so my friend who's still there, so they've had a young boy, and he's like 11 now, and he's grown up athletic, and mom and dad were always more culture than sports.
Yeah.
But this guy's playing like basketball, baseball.
Oh,
I don't think he played hockey, but because I asked her because she was texting me during the Olympic run. And so when I saw her, I said, "Hey, like it's kind of cool. You're kind of a fan, you know." And she's texting me, "Believe, believe." And I'm like, "And your boy doesn't play hockey." She goes, "I know, but going through the sports
Yeah.
process and then get like the Olympics," she goes, "I loved it, you know." And so I love that, seeing other people like become a fan and get into it.
Yeah, it's nice when everybody's invested in the same thing.
Right. And the Olympics gives us that opportunity more than anything, and then the Jays in Canada gives it to us a little bit too,
Yeah.
right?
And if it ended up, it would be the same thing with the Jets, Oilers, Canucks, Habs, Leafs, right? If one of them
Yeah,
make it
yeah.
to the finals, everyone's going to be invested in that game, that world, or that Stanley Cup for sure.
Uh, well, I mean, we've seen it with the Oilers 2 years
Yeah,
in a row.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Um, now, if the Jets or the Canucks or the Habs, even we have the connection to the Oilers with Jeff Jackson there. Like that makes it a different thing for me. I don't know if I'd have the same with Canucks, Jets, Canadians, Senators. I wouldn't. I know I wouldn't.
I would for sure with the Jets,
Yeah.
100%. More than any other Canadian team. I used to
Yeah, I
be a
guess
Habs fan when I was little. Till
I
it's
was
like,
too.
when I played hockey and stuff, my brother was a Habs fan. Dad was a Leafs fan though. But then I, when I stopped playing hockey, I kind of stopped watching. And then when I started again, I was a Red Wings fan.
Yeah.
When I
Yeah, I
was
was a
winning
Habs
all that
fan.
beer in the hockey pools that Johnson put on.
That's you what?
Winning beer in the hockey pools at work.
Winning beer.
Yes,
That was the prize.
by luck. Like 5 cases a month or something. It was
That
pretty
like
fun.
everybody would like, or the winner would win 5 cases.
Yes, for that month, I think. I think so. I
Nice.
forget. You'd have to ask Johns, but it was quite lucrative for me. I didn't even drink that much, but I always had beer on hand, or I could sell it.
Yeah.
um, yeah, and then in fandom also, like I had a buddy who was a huge football fan. He didn't watch much other sports, a little bit of hockey and stuff, but huge football like me, and he's a big New England Patriots fan. So automatically he liked Boston. So he liked the Bruins, he liked the Celtics, and he liked Red Sox. He just
That
automatically would
that's another
support
thing, right?
or would, followed everyone in that city.
Yeah. That's another thing. Like
Which, and I'd say I'm an Indians fan, or sorry, I would be a Guardians fan. I guess when you ask baseball, I'd be a Guardians
yeah.
fan. I always hope they win it.
And that's with Jag being in Buffalo now. He's certainly somewhat a Sabres fan too, and I'm sure
Yeah,
Buffalo, not really Bisons, but what's the lacrosse team? They're Bandits, Buffalo Bandits, and that's like, if
lacrosse is awesome.
what's that?
Lacrosse is awesome.
Yeah, it is. It is awesome, and yeah, it is awesome. No, I just like, I like COVID screwed that for Jagger, and I wish he had the opportunity to have finished because he stopped playing box, and then when he went into high school, he played field, and it was different game again, but it was
Yeah,
pretty cool to watch.
I played a
Um,
little box.
hey,
I played a little box
yeah,
when I
so did
was a
I.
kid.
We're playing Chatham.
Yeah, there was a lacrosse box over off McNaughton, park. People didn't really know unless you're from Chatham. Played in there, and then in the arena.
Yeah, it's a good game.
So basketball. See, I would be a Cavs fan. I love that they got Jay Harden. And because I follow the Browns, I usually get a little information on the Guardians and the Cavs if I don't watch it anyway. But do you have any basketball preference?
Well, we watched the Raptors
Oh, the
win.
Raptors, yeah. Yeah.
But I don't like. I don't watch a lot of that. And again, so I'm a fair weather fan because when the Raptors won it, I watched the finals. Like Dakota's like she's huge basketball world, right?
Yeah.
So she plays in a league called Brody in Burlington, and there's like I don't know 4 or 5 different divisions, and she's one of very few women that plays in a men's league.
Nice.
Now, and you know I went to watch once, and like it's men's league, and so there's men are like you come. I can't help but be in a conversation with you, and I are talking about stuff, sports, and all that kind of stuff. But I can't help getting into a conversation about the gender thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And like for me to go and watch my 21-year-old daughter play in this league, and yeah, there's a lot of young guys, but there's 35-year-old guys too, and there's a lot of guys that are big guys, and I'm like just like somebody flying down the floor and she tries to take a charge, she's gonna get smoked.
Yeah.
And so I worried about her.
But there's a lot of people who don't take charges, wouldn't take a charge anyway.
Yeah, and I hope that she wouldn't, and I do, but it's a different game. It's a
It
different
is
game.
under the
Men
boards.
against female,
Like,
men against women is a different game, and so she too, another thing that this is my baby girl, and so she would take some flack from not only maybe some guys in the court, but some girls in the stands that are watching their boyfriend there. And but here's the thing. So she won a championship, and they this league is unbelievable. Like they got, they get the goggles and everything, and the rings, and they do the champagne, and when they win a championship, and
oh yeah.
it's a very well run league, and like
Cool.
she was working for the league for a while, and she was scoring games in Manhattan. Like so, they got leagues in Manhattan, they got leagues in Dallas, I think. But it's a good well run league. So this year, I don't know if they do this all the time, but all of a sudden I got a thing with it's a panel of 5 and 5 people, and it's the for the finals night they had a 3-point contest, like how they do it at the NBA All-Star game and she got selected as
Nice.
a person to so she was at one female of 10 people, and she was second in the thing. So
Nice.
that was cool.
Jake Clark.
Yeah. Oh, she can shoot. She's always been able to shoot.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yes. Can't dribble.
I got into basketball. I was heavy into that, going to the camps and stuff like that, and just I was the same height in grade 9 as I was in grade 13, so that didn't work out.
Who do you root for in curling?
Oh,
Scott.
I'm not a big curling guy. I was. Are you though?
No, but my parents were when they were alive. If it was on TV, like if the TV was on, if there's somewhere they could watch curling, it'd be on the TV. They just loved it.
Yeah,
Loved it.
my mom and
Mom
dad.
played till she was probably over 80.
Yeah, my mom and dad like that. They got it. They were in the lawn bowling big time. My dad was the president of the Chatham Curling Club for a few years, so they were into that too. But I wouldn't be able to tell you. I just I saw the guy that they said was cheating in the Olympics.
Yeah,
See that
yeah,
where he's cussing at the guy? Thought it was
apparently
like,
that is cheating, but whatever.
well, they said he didn't he?
I don't know. It looked like he did. Looked like his finger touched it again. I know it's not gonna affect anything, but it's just like if for
Buddy.
some reason you were wearing a button and the rock's going down and you're the sweeper and your button falls off on the rock, gone. Bang.
Well, like there, I don't know the game of curling, but I thought you were going down the road of golf. There's a lot of little rules in golf
Oh, I
that are
know.
cheating if you do
I
them.
know.
I know they've loosened up on some, but well,
Speak
for instance, you can't move your ball.
right. Ever. Oh, well, unless it's in an.
Well, now, like okay, I just like I was meaning to cheat. Like there's
Yes.
people out there that I
Always.
don't know how you like now. Hey, if you and I are playing and we're in a foursome and we say at the start, yeah, you can improve your lie. That's a different story. Um, and if it's good weather and we're playing for money, that's probably not going to happen. It's probably going to be played as it lies. But I just mean people will go up and like they know they're cheating and they act like they don't.
Well,
And
you know
that's
what? Almost everyone I play with, and I don't know. I'd rather just play the game. I know if it's not, you're not really serious, that's fine. But guys that, kind of aren't saying I shot this, whatever, constantly improving their lie in the rough. So, like, why even play on a golf course that has rough? There's a reason it's called rough. It's not so you can fluff it up because you go in there. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
I can't.
I do, but I do leave room because I certainly play in enough games where it's like you can tip it up, but everybody knows and it's 99% of the time it's not played for money.
Right.
But now like and again, Kirky, it depends on where you're playing and how much and everything because I'm back into playing once a week now, and so like when I was playing like twice a year, um, like I don't give a shit if I'm. Where I'd rather tip it up,
Yeah.
but I'm playing on a regular basis. Yeah, I want to get better, so I'm playing it down.
Absolutely.
But again, it's a game where like people. I don't know, man. Like, how does the president of the United States, like, he cheats? Like, did you read that book, the golf writer? What was it? Something Commander. Like it was a book about the president of the United States, present president of the United States playing golf. It's just mind-boggling.
Right.
Hey,
Right.
like
Okay.
he cheat like he was playing with somebody's 10-year-old kid, and he
You know
hey
what's funny about you saying that? I had a dream the other night. Trump was in it, and we were playing cards, but it was sort of like cribbage, but it wasn't. But he cheated.
okay.
He
And
cheated.
I'm
And
sorry.
wouldn't admit it.
I'm
Honestly.
sorry. Didn't I don't like to speak politics, but just when I thought about
No, you're
cheating in
just
golf,
talking about a book you read, and I'm just talking about a dream I had. I'm not bringing. We haven't brought any politics in.
no, but the person happens to be political. But anyway, like golf is a game that I don't know. Is it easier to cheat in golf?
Kind of is. You could always do
So
the old ball in your pocket. Oh, I found my ball.
that's just
You know what I
uh,
mean? The fluffing up in the rough, the grounding your club in the sand. Like there's so many ways to cheat and golf,
yeah.
or that you might not consider cheating, but it is. Like being an
Right.
inch in front of the tee blocks,
Uh, marking
not
your
doing
ball.
not doing penalty stroke and distance when it goes out of
Oh,
bounds.
yeah,
You
you get
know,
some of that crazy stuff.
like there's lots of breakfast.
Marking your ball. I was in a club championship and par four, and the guy was on the fringe, just on the fringe though. But I had looked, and I had a
Mhm.
caddy, and he looked, and he marked his ball, he marked it on the short stuff. And he had another couple things. One time he had a putt that stopped on the lip, and then he went up to knock it in, but he kind of just nudged it, and it just went, but it didn't go in, and that's a stroke. That's another stroke, like so he had done that already, and I end up this is on 10 when he did this, and I called him on like 11, and it was ugly, man. It was ugly. Like if I might not do that again if I had the opportunity. But then I say, no, you got to. And I discussed that with different guys on the course, and they said you have to. Somebody's blatantly cheating. You got to call them on it.
Yes.
But then of course he said he didn't, and so then it was like I was the bad guy. And
Yeah.
I think at the time I was leading by 2 strokes, like B flight or something like that, and I fell apart. That was the final round. I think I was like 3rd, but there's a thing where you thinking you're doing the right thing, and then it was horrible, Kirk. Horrible
Well,
night.
it's not fair. Don't cheat, and it's all blatant. He knows what he did. Like he
Yeah,
knows what he did. He knows he's cheating. He knows it. He just no one's ever called it on him.
right. And I think, Kirk, sometimes people that they will never ever admit that, and it was like in his mind, I think it might be no, I didn't do that, and I
So
I
it's like you would have had to have said, "Okay, you're on the fringe there, eh? Can't mark your ball."
yeah, but then what do you think's going to happen then? That would be offensive to him.
It would save him two
Oh yeah,
strokes, wouldn't it? So,
but he
save
never
him.
lost a thing.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's life.
No, because you're not on the putting surface, so you don't get to clean your ball, fix it, even if there's a big chunk of mud on it. Yeah, that's pretty blatant. That's pretty bad.
Yep. But that's okay. So golf, like, how are you a big fan of golf?
Yes, I don't watch it much anymore. I used to all the time, but I love golf. It's my favorite sport to play, and yeah, I love golf. Oh, and I got that job at the golf course. I don't know if I told you.
No.
Got a job at a golf course.
Here you go. That's the
So
one that's closest to you.
yes, no, no. But it's not very far away. It's only about a half hour away.
Half hour away.
Yeah,
Okay, so
yeah,
when
it's
you
going to be
start there
awesome.
once
I'm really
the season
excited.
starts.
Huh?
You start there once the season starts.
Yeah, which will probably be May. They said they've started before in April, but maybe just once. Hardly ever the place is open out here in April.
Yeah. Now, okay.
Yeah,
So, like, are you a starter or what's the role?
everything, which is going to be awesome. It's only a 9-hole course. There's not even sand traps, but it's beautiful. It's right in the mountains, foothills, and they said they've seen every animal there. So she said she even saw a wild boar. So I get to see animals going there early in the morning, late at night. It's going to be awesome. But I could be starter. I could be marshal. I could be going to drive the tractor to pick balls up at the driving range. There's no beer cart, but you can call the clubhouse, I guess, for a drink. I could be delivering drinks and like everything, which is awesome. So you're not bored. So
Do you think that they have ever seen a dragon there?
a dragon, perhaps. They may see an iguana with me there.
Yes. Right on. That's great. Now, how long did you like how many people like you would they have? Do you know?
No, no. A lot of kids. I think they have a lot of kids, and they said a few of my shifts would be to close because they don't want, young girls there alone at night. Because
Yeah.
but I think they lock up the gate. Like one time, and then you got to go look to make sure everyone's off the course. They've said one time people have been locked in because they locked the gate at night, I guess. So, yeah, I can't wait. I'm excited.
And so but you get privileges.
Yes. Yeah, I think my golf is free. And then as long as it's not like prime time tee off times, friends and family get a cheaper thing. And they're also thinking of building another nine.
Cool.
You can look it up, Livingstone.
Let me take note of that, Kurt.
Well, if you come out here, you'll be playing it. But yeah, it was a really good interview. I never come out of an interview like that before where I said, I know I got this baby. And I got it. Yeah, so I'm pretty excited.
Perfect, man. Well, I'm sure that you'll be able to hold on to that for as long as you want.
Right? That's kind of, I think they kind of like that. That I said, I'm trying to get into retirement here, but I'd like to have something to do because when I first came out here, I was so bored, and this would be perfect. And then even if I wanted to, I could keep doing the UPS at Christmas time.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Do it.
Keep busy and freaking golf.
Right on. Good stuff. Glad to hear that, Kirk.
Yeah.
And on that note, I think it's a good time. I was just looking at the other times. Like the one I just uploaded was 51 minutes.
Yeah, we went a long time there.
Yeah, so this
That's
is like,
all
35 maybe.
right. We're having fun.
So yeah, it does go fast, and it's hey we just kind of make up topics, but that's fine. That's like because that's the first thing I was thinking. Okay, it's been 2 weeks. What have I done? And actually, I meant to ask you what have you done, but in the process, you got into the.
Oh, I was in Panorama in Vermeer, BC, skiing for a week with my brother and his family.
There you go.
Yeah,
Okay,
awesome.
but we're gonna cut it now. I want to hear about that trip next time we talk. Okay.
Okay.
And I was in Long Beach, New York. And
nice.
I'll talk to you about it. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, buddy. So hold on. We're gonna stop this, but remember. All right.
Remember. All right, buddy. Take care.